Hi, Cherise. Hi, Rashida. Hi, Lynette. Hallo allemaal. Hallo, Eugene.
Hallo Jacques.
Ek is so bly ek kon jou vanaand connect, want ek het al klaar voorsorg getref vir wanneer ek jou nie gaan kan connect.
Ja, nee, dit gaan maar moeilik partykeer, jong. Dit is nie altyd maar maklik nie. Ja, met die kragsituasie in hierdie dorp en dan as die krag af is, dan gaan die sein ook weg. So dis maar 'n probleem.
Ja. Eugene, laat ek gou net vir die mense hallo sê en dan kan ek dit gou vir hulle sê waaroor ons gaan praat vanaand en dan kan jy wegval. So, good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining. Tonight's topics are going to be, obviously, we will be discussing our military veterans policy. So we've got Eugene van der Westhuizen, who is our military veterans spokesperson for the UIM, who will be discussing the policy with us. I mean, Eugene is a veteran himself. He knows all about the military veterans and all the organizations associated with the military veterans in South Africa. So he's the perfect person to be speaking on this subject tonight. So we've had some trouble in the past to get Eugene to connect to this live or to sign in. But ja, gelukkig vanaand het ons nou nie daai probleem nie. So guys, and then well, as soon as Eugene is done, I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to just hear from your side what you have to say or comment. Doesn't have to be on any of the topics mentioned tonight. I asked specifically that you guys, that we speak a bit more about crime, safety and security, but you guys are welcome to speak about anything you want to speak about. I see Steve Spencer will also be joining me a little bit later. He's got a few things that he wants to say. So I want to invite all of you, please, to comment and to, even if you just have a little message for the UIM or if there's anything you want to ask or add, you're welcome to do so. Unfortunately, in the last 2-3 weeks, we haven't had the time to listen to all our supporters' comments and questions because we had speakers that joined us to discuss various topics, and unfortunately some of these lives were up to 2 hours long. So I'm going to give you guys an opportunity tonight. So please send me a request so that I can sign you into this live so that you guys can also, so that we can hear from you. We would like to know what your thoughts are, if you have any questions, any suggestions. We just want to have a lekker debate and interact with you guys. So Eugene, ek gaan nou nie verder praat nie. Die UIM military veterans policy. Vertel asseblief, please tell the people what it's about. Please explain to the people what the policy says, what the UIM's stance is on the military vets. So I'm going to leave the floor open to you now. So please continue.
Well, it's actually quite simple. What our vision and our mission is. Our vision is basically to acknowledge all military veterans in South Africa that were involved, be it on the statutory force side or a non-statutory force side. Our mission is basically to integrate every military veteran, be it statutory, non-statutory. We do not discriminate against anybody, be it on race, sex, political stance, whatever the case may be. The policy itself is written in such a way that you can call it an apolitical view or an apolitical stance from the UIM, where we are prepared to assist each and every single veteran that might be battling to get onto the military database and then to access the benefits that is allowed in terms of the Act. Now, there's a lot of confusion as well regarding as to who is a veteran. And the Act is quite clear on that. I'll just read to you what the Act says in terms of who is a veteran and who is not. get to it. Okay, this is directly from the Military Veterans Act. A South African citizen who rendered military service in any statutory or non-statutory force on all sides of the liberation war from 1960 to 1994. A military veteran is also someone who served in the Union Defence Force before 1961 or became a member of the South African National Defence Force after 1994 and had completed his or her military training and is no longer performing military service and has not been dishonorably discharged or charged with a criminal offence. That is what the Act says, who can qualify as a military vet.
Eugene, can I quickly just ask you a question? Can you give us some examples of non-statutory forces and what is meant by statutory and non-statutory forces, and just give us examples of each?
Statutory forces obviously is the old South African Defence Force. Another two statutory forces, which is not really recognized by the Department of Military Vets, but we are working on actually changing that, is people that while they were doing their national service, they used to come around with selection, be it for the parabats, be it for the dog unit, be it for whatever the case may be. And they also came around for South African police at that time, as well as for people doing service in the old, what do they call it? Correctional services. Now, that is statutory forces. Non-statutory forces is people that join an organization or liberation movement, be it APLA, be it Umkhonto Sizwe, which were not basically recognized by government at that particular point in time. So they were not funded by national government at that time prior to 1994. They were seen as liberation people that fought for the liberation of South Africa. So that is basically the difference between the two. So statutory force being, you were basically in a organized defense force, police service, or correctional service. Non-statutory force is any organization, be it APLA, be it Umkhonto Sizwe, or any other of the other liberation movements.
Okay.
Okay.
And then what is the cutoff date? Sorry, I'm asking a few questions here because I am also educating myself. So up until what point are you regarded as a military veteran, or what year?
Well, as the Act says, from 1960 to 1994.
Okay.
And then obviously, if you were a member of the Union Defence Force before 1960, you also can be seen. Well, you are seen as a vet.
Okay.
So anybody, I mean, there's still some people alive today that served in the Second World War, and they were part of the Union of South Africa prior to us becoming a republic. So they also entitled to be called a military veteran and be able to apply for any benefits that there might be.
Okay, so the UIM's stance on the military veterans in South Africa, can you just clarify that for us as well, please?
Okay, well, this is a brainchild of our president, Mr. Neil de Beer. Basically, we've seen the hassles and the problems and the struggling that the military vets, especially on the statutory force aside, prior to 1994, are going through. Just to give you an idea, in 2021, there was only 79,000, or close on 80,000 military veterans registered on the military database. Okay, out of hundreds of thousands of military veterans, or that can qualify as military veterans. So we are basically trying to, the people that has tried in the past to get onto the military database without success, we are pleading with these people to contact us so that we can assist them in getting registered on the Department of Military Veterans database. Once you are registered on the military database, then you can start applying for benefits such as medical, housing. There is a death benefit. Pardon me. There is a magnitude of benefits that they can apply for. Schooling assistance, for minor children, even assistance for people that's got kids at university. Obviously, there is a cut-off date for all these benefits. When you can apply and when you can't apply, because it's all tied to the budget. Just to give you an idea, the educational part of it, that's closed at this point in time. So you cannot apply for any assistance as far as schooling, school fees, university fees, etc. is concerned. That will only open, as far as I stand to believe, in October, and the cut-off date will be the 31st of December. Everybody's got to apply then, and then they will go through all those applications and let the various people that's been successful know. That's also then to compile the budget for next year. Just to give you an idea, the budget for 2021-2022 is 683 million, which has basically been spent already. There is, the Department of Military Veterans put out a tweet now the other day that they are at current busy trying to compile or to get together a policy regarding the pension for military veterans. So at this point in time, there is no applications, there's no application forms for people that wants to apply for a pension. All the other application forms I have, my email address, my contact telephone number will be put on screen. People are more than welcome to contact me. I will explain to them how to go about completing the form, how to get the form to the Department of Military Veterans, and make sure that I basically get registered on the database. So that's basically our, let's call it social development, for a lack of a better word, and basically try and assist everybody that's battling. A lot of these people are now pensionable age, or even older, and we all know what a pensioner gets nowadays, 1,980 rand a month. Nobody can survive on that, and therefore we decided to jump in and get these people to apply for the benefits, which are basically guaranteed in terms of the Act. Yet again, there's a means test for certain of the application for certain benefits. In other words, if a person's still working or has got his own business, they will much rather than give the money to a person that's unemployed or that's basically just got a pension to survive on. They will much rather give the benefits to them than to a person that is, made a provision for himself, be it a pension fund, annuities, etc., etc., etc. so yeah, that is basically why we got involved and why we are so passionate about assisting the military veterans, because I know I am on numerous Facebook veteran pages, and the guys are battling. They are really battling. There's a lot of other military organizations, Council for Military Veterans organization, the Infantry Association, etc., where people can belong to. They pay a certain fee annually to remain a member, with certain benefits attached to it. I just want to make it 100% clear that the service that we render to our military veterans is free of charge. There's absolutely not a single cent being charged for sending the forms off to the people, answering phone calls, taking phone calls, making phone calls, etc. There is not a single cent attached to it. We're doing this, as I said, as a social development and assisting our military veterans where we can, with the little bit that we can do.
Yeah, 100%, Eugene. I agree with you. I think this is something that we, since the beginning, said that we were going to spend a lot of time and effort on, is our military vets. Other groups of people that I can think of right now that we are busy formulating policies on are our pensioners, our disabled communities. So these are all people that we care, obviously we care about everybody, but these are groups of people that we feel have been neglected by government in the last couple of years. And these are specific groups of people that we are really focusing on and paying a lot of attention to. Just before we say goodbye, Eugene, I just want to ask you quickly the benefits that our military veterans are receiving. Well, those that receive benefits, are they adequate? Do you think there's something that can be done to improve it? Or
no. Look, Jacques. It will never be enough. It will never be. The thing is, if you, for instance, get medical benefits, you are, I wouldn't say obliged, but or forced to attend a military hospital. If you are miles away, in the middle of a Karoo, your nearest military hospital is 2 mil Wynberg, or 1 mil in Pretoria, or 3 mil in Bloemfontein. They can authorize you to be attended to by a private physician or a medical doctor, and even if you need an operation, that they can authorize for you to have it done at a private hospital. I know of a number of people that receive medical benefits, and they don't have to attend to be at a military hospital. There is, in certain extreme cases, permission granted for them to be attended by. I mean, there's a lot of guys that's suffering from PTSD, and there's a whole rigmarole to get yourself diagnosed with PTSD, and you've got to go on a regular basis to go and see the psychiatrist, etc. Yeah, that's all red tape. But I want to encourage everybody, to apply for the benefits that they need. If you need medical and you haven't got a medical aid, go for it. If you need housing, the housing is not great, but at least it's something. There's also a benefit where you, what they call a bond relief, where they will pay a certain amount of your bond, as long as it's below a certain amount. So there's a lot of benefits. As I say, there's a death benefit where, if you're registered on a military database, the funeral will basically be paid for by the state.
Eugenia, thank you. I think you have wrapped things up quite nicely for us tonight. I think we have posted our policy on social media before. I see there's a lot of people. Yeah, there's a lot of people on this group commenting that they offered to help us formulate this policy, but ja, ek gaan nou nie te veel daaroor sê nie. Ons het baie van hierdie mense gekontak en genader en gevra om ons te help, maar dit het toe nou met baie ifs en buts en maars en moenies gekom. So op die einde van die dag het ons toe nou maar staat gemaak op die mense wat soos jy, wat reeds betrokke is met die military wets en wat op ons working committee dien. So dankie vir jou. I just want to say, guys, that Eugene is the person that wrote that policy, and he did a tremendous job, and Eugene's got all the experience in the world. So we are very happy with our military vets policy, and we want to please ask you guys, if you guys have any questions and if you need any assistance, please contact Eugene. I see his name and number has been posted on this group a couple of times, so please take down his number, and for any assistance, any questions, please contact Eugene. This is what we are trying to do from our side to help those people. There's not much more that we can do. I think there are organizations out there that are doing a good job at the moment. I think some people just need assistance to just hulle kort net 'n hupstootjie of net 'n bietjie 'n helping hand, want baie mense het nie al die kennis nie, en baie mense het nie die kontakte nie, en baie mense weet nie waar om te begin of waar te eindig nie. So Eugene is your guy. He will assist you, so please don't hesitate to call him if you guys need anything. Eugene, baie dankie. This has been a long time coming. Ons het jou uiteindelik vanaand opgekry. So well done en dankie vir die werk wat jy doen.
En ek wil net sê, jy weet, nadat ons die policy geplaas het op sosiale media, ons het 'n redelike goeie opkoms gehad. Redelik baie mense het my gekontak, navraag gedoen, en vir my gevra hoe gaan hulle te werk, hulle het hulle vorms ingedien, hulle het nog niks gehoor nie, ensovoorts. En dan stuur ek hulle maar op die regte pad, verduidelik vir hulle hoe dit werk. En ek moet vir jou sê, ek wil net vir jou sê, baie dankie vir die mooi woorde wat hulle altyd, want ek probeer, as 'n ou vir my 'n WhatsApp stuur of 'n e-mail stuur en hy vra 'n vraag, om daai e-mail of WhatsApp binne 24 uur te antwoord. Partykeer is dit nie altyd moontlik nie, weet, omdat hulle dalk 'n vraag vra wat ek 'n bietjie navorsing oor gaan doen, maar ek kom altyd. Al die e-posse word beantwoord, al die WhatsApps word beantwoord, al die telefoonoproepe word beantwoord. So daar's nie 'n probleem daarmee nie.
Ja, and I can attest to that. That's a fact. Eugene, jy is 'n ou wat jy's heel paraat en jy kom altyd terug na mense. So ek kan dit confirm. So mense, if you guys phone Eugene, you will get an answer. He will get back to you. Julle kan maar vertrou. So Eugene, baie dankie, en dankie vir die goeie werk wat jy doen, en
Dis hier, Jacques, altyd.
Ja, dankie dat jy gejoin het vanaand. Ons waardeer dit, en sterkte daar in Ermelo met die kragonderbrekings en die load shedding en yes. Jy sal tawwe tyd op die kragonderbrekings daar by jou hierdie laaste ruk.
Ja, nee, definitief, maar jy weet, ons werk ook daaraan. Dit is die ander kant van my daaglikse taak is om hierdie gemors in die dorp uit te sorteer.
Jy is 'n besige man.
Ons kom daarby uit. Stadig maar seker. Weet, soos Neil sê, there's the elephant in the room. How do we get rid of it? Bit by bit.
Exactly. Thanks, Eugene. Goed gaan.
Jacques. Mooi bly. Alles van die beste.
Baie dankie, Eugene. Lekker aand hoor.
Okay, so
bye. Guys, so there you have it. I think Eugene summed that up quite nicely for us. All right, now the floor is open. I would like for you guys to please send a request. I would like to add you onto this live discussion. You're welcome to speak about any topic that you want to speak about. As I said, I listed, one of the topics for tonight was going to be just comments and feedback on the discussion that we had about 3 weeks ago when we discussed crime, safety, and security. I wanted to get some comments and feedback from you. Unfortunately, we didn't have the time, so now's the time. So asseblief, mense, stuur gou vir my request dat ek julle kan insign gou dat julle bietjie kan gesels met ons. Maybe you just have a message for Neil, or you've got a message for the UIM, or you've got a suggestion or a question, anything. This is an interactive live, so please, I would like to hear from you guys as well. Just quickly on that note, Neil's doing really well with his recovery. No major news to report. He's just doing extremely well, and I could see on Facebook today that he's already meeting people again, and he was in a radio talk show today. So Neil is op die been en Neil is aan die gang. So het gaan baie goed met Neil. Kan ek gou vra, waar is ons mense? Waar is die mense? Asseblief mense, stuur vir my 'n request dat julle 'n bietjie kan gesels. Steve, where are you? Ek wag net vir ou Steve. Steve het gesê hy sal my vanaand join 'n bietjie. Hy het ook 'n paar dinge op die hart. Melissa, Cherise, where's all the people? Al die mense wat op ons werkskomitees dien en op head office, daar Steve nou. Hier is Steve nou. Steve, ek het jou nou uit. Annelies, ek sien ek het jou nou per ongeluk gekancel, Annelies, so jy moet asseblief net vir my weer 'n request stuur. Sorry, verkeerde knoppie gedruk. Good evening, Steve.
Hello, Jacques.
It's nice to see you again. Yeah, I'm just happy. I'm so relieved that Eugene managed to join tonight because it's been quite a while. I mean, we wrote that policy, or he wrote that policy about 2 months ago, and we wanted to actually discuss it 2 months ago already. But yes, he's had so many issues with power cuts and the network in Ermelo, but at least we got it done. So I'm very happy.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. Jacques, before I kick into what I want to talk about, I just see that on our donation link at the bottom, some people aren't happy about that donation link. I see there's a couple of angry faces there.
Yeah.
And I just want to chat about that quickly. I need people to understand that we are a political party, okay? And all political parties need funds, okay? We want to travel. We want to visit people. We want to visit towns and stuff. Neil can't do it at the moment because he's in council. But we have other people like yourself, myself, and whoever else can do it. We'd love to come and meet with you. So therefore, we need funding for that. So we're not begging for money for no reason, and we're not begging. We're asking, if you can donate, if you feel it in your heart to donate to the United Independent Movement Party, please do so, because we are all fighting for the same cause, for a better life and for a better country. So unfortunately, we are not in Parliament, so we don't get all the funds that a normal political party gets. So yes, we do need funds. So I'm asking you to look in your heart and to help us and support us. So tonight, I just want to speak about something.
Before you carry on, sorry to interrupt, but I just want to say I don't think we ever have to apologize when we are asking for help. We don't have to ever apologize. People that don't want to help us, it's their prerogative, it's their choice, it's their right. That's why we are asking. We are not forcing anybody. No one's putting a gun to your heads. We are asking, humbly asking. So those that don't want to help, and those that feel, or those that have a problem with it, kindly keep your opinion to yourself and allow the people that want to help us to go ahead and do so. Thank you very much.
Correct. Well said. Jacques, what I want to talk to you about and to the people tonight about is something that's very close to my heart at the moment, and it's our women and children of this country. And what I want to talk about is being observant, especially for women and children. So I just got a couple of tips that I'd like to hand out tonight. For example, you often see women walking to the bus stop with their phones in their hands. You're asking someone to come and take your phone. You're making it available, okay? Because you're not actually concentrating on what you're doing. You TikToking or you're WhatsApping or something, I would say make your call or send your message before you go to the bus stop or to the taxi rank, so that the people can't see that you're walking with a phone, because you're just actually asking to be mugged. The other thing is, when you go shopping, now not all cars do this, but I believe that most vehicles do this. If you speak to the person or the company that manufactured your car, ask them to help you to, when you lock your car with your button, with your immobilizer or whatever you've got, and that it locks all the doors. But the main thing is that when you come back to your car, that it only opens the driver's door, because that will stop people from gaining access to your vehicle, especially with these things where they jam your car while you're locking it, and they've already opened your back door slightly. So they wouldn't be able to do that if you had that in place. Another thing is, ladies, when you go home at night, don't just drive straight to your house. Always see if there's cars behind you, or if there's someone walking in the street or something like that, and drive past your house. Then you're safe like that. Try and reverse your car into your driveway, so you always got your eyes on the road and what's in front of you. Because these people are watching us, and they see you coming to that house, and they get in there so quickly and they hijack you. So rather drive past if someone's behind you, or slow down and let that car pass you. A lot of women and children have been hijacked lately, and it's really terrible. And we need our women and we need our children. They are most important to us in this country. And we love them all very much. They are moms and they look after us. So it's important that women just take a little bit more care. Men can do exactly the same thing, because we also get hijacked. And just make sure that you are observant. I was in this position the other day with my company, where my son left the house and there was somebody walking past, and we have a workshop there where we run our business from, and the person walking past watched him leave, and luckily he's got cameras on the house, and the guy walked past the house, then came back again, checked that no one was there, and they went in and stole all our tools. Okay, that's how quick it is. And that basically destroyed our business, let me tell you, because we need all our tools to do the work we do. Okay, so it's absolutely imperative that if you see somebody walking past your house, rather reverse back into your driveway and just wait a little bit. A couple of minutes is not going to change anything for you. In fact, it's going to save you. So yeah, and I saw actually yesterday on Facebook people on the N2 running with guns towards people, towards a car to stop the car. The car stopped. The car should never have stopped.
I saw that, yeah.
Because there were a lot of cars on the road, and all the other cars went around them and past them. Remember, people are not going to put their lives in danger to stop and help you in that situation. But if you just put your foot in the corner and let it put it flat, they're going to move out the way. They're not going to try and get you. Okay, so just think about it. That might be the wrong thing that I'm telling you, but that's what I would do. I would just put my foot flat and go for them, because they are going to get out the way.
Do you know what just crossed my mind? How many countries do you know of where political parties have to hand out safety tips to people?
I don't.
Isn't that sad? I mean, instead of campaigning like all political parties do in all countries, all other countries, instead of campaigning. And I mean, by the way, if you guys want to know what proper campaigning is, go and look at the American and the American campaigns. That's proper campaigning. And campaigning has got everything to do with being on the road, asking people for money, asking people for funds, making people promises. That's campaigning. That's what all political parties do. Instead, we're sitting here giving people safety tips. So Yeah, it's well, it says one thing about the UIM, but it also says another thing about the country that we live in. So this is a sad state of affairs. I'm thinking, you know, I saw all the messages on Facebook in the last 2 days, and I heard from some of my family and friends as well, and yeah, everybody was so upset and scared and paranoid and nervous about this shutdown that was going to happen today. And hey, we're living in strange times. Yeah.
And nothing happened. There were a couple of hundred people, I'm not sure about around the country, but in Cape Town there were a couple of hundred people that went to go and hand over a memorandum and make a little bit of noise. And that was it. So the fear is there, okay? But I find that people are very complacent, and we're so used to living the life that we live, and we don't think everybody's evil, or we don't think past our noses and think, you know, that guy's walking past my house right now, that could be a problem. Let me rather just slow down, let him continue up, watch him up the road, and when he's out of sight, then I can move. You know, rather take that little bit of time and save yourself and your family. You know, we know that we have a problem with the leadership of the police force in this country, okay, and it's sad. I mean, one of our members, I think it was Garth, that said that, like, no, it wasn't Garth. So anyway, somebody said that there's like 76 people being murdered a day in South Africa. That is terrible, terrible, terrible. So we really need to keep our eyes open. And I often see, especially these young girls on the roads, in their cars, with all their windows open because they're listening to their loud music and blah, blah, blah. No, rather protect yourself. Especially people come to your door and they ask for something. The first thing they're doing is looking in your car to see what is there. Okay. And if they see something like a handbag or a computer bag, I always tell my wife, Joy, take the handbag and the computer bag or whatever, put it in the boot, out of sight, out of mind. If they see it, they're going to go for it. People are battling at this moment. People are hungry. People need money, and they're going to do anything to feed their families. We have to accept that that is what's happening in this country today. And well, hopefully
there's people that are going to feed their families, and there's people that just want to, that just have that criminal element in them. They're just criminals. Plain and simple.
But what I would like to say,
I see a lot of people. I see a lot of people sitting at robots and four-way stops, WhatsApping or on their phones. You know, I don't know what they're doing, WhatsApping or watching YouTube or whatever, completely unaware of their surroundings. A lot of people, men and women.
Yeah, it was actually Ian Cameron, thank you for that, who actually said that today. And he also asked for the resignation of Becky Celi. But what I'd like to say to the people today, it doesn't matter what political party you are affiliated to. We must get away from that, okay? We need to stand together as a country, as a people of this country. I'm talking about the people that really love this country, and it's not a race card or anything. It's just about saving our country and making a better place for our children and their children. We need to stand together. It doesn't matter who you belong to. If you want to belong to the DA or the EFF, or I'm happy for you. Do what you need to do.
Not the EFF.
But I don't care who they want to belong to. But at the end of the day, stand together so that we can make a proper statement as a unit. Let's get into unity and stand together and help each other bring this ANC down. We have to bring it down. We have to bring the EFF down. You know, we just got to do it. We've got too many small groups. This one belongs there, this one belongs there, and they all have their own belief system, which is great. But at the end of the day, small groups aren't going to change the country. We need to stand together as a unit. And dit is my saak vir die aand, meneer SG.
Yeah, and I think, you know what, I think sometimes people, they are quick to accuse us, or for that matter, any other political parties out there, to say that, you know, because politicians have got a bad name in South Africa, very bad name. So people think that, look, let me be clear and let me be honest. At the end of the day, whether it's us or any of the other parties out there that are like us, I don't think there are many parties like us, but there are a lot of parties there that we see eye to eye with. There's a lot of parties that have great policies and also a great vision for this country. Yes, we might do things differently, and yes, we might belong to different parties, but there are good political parties out there. Not all political parties are bad. We are not telling everybody that the UIM is the party from heaven and all other political parties are bad. Not at all. There are great parties out there that are fighting the same fight as us. And at the end of the day, we are all going to reap the benefits. Doesn't matter which party you belong to. If we can all unite and make a change or change things or remove those that are currently in power that are messing things up, we are all going to benefit at the end of the day. Even those people that are part of those parties that we are trying to remove, they're all going to benefit. Every single citizen in South Africa is going to benefit and we can all do with a change. I mean, I think it's long overdue. Change is needed, and it's going to affect every single person in South Africa. The good and the bad, unfortunately, but every single person is going to benefit from it. So there's absolutely no point in not standing together and uniting and working together. It's pointless to fight. There's a common enemy out there. And I can promise you this, as soon as the smaller parties or the minority group, whatever you want to call them, the lesser parties, or as soon as they start uniting and working together, you're going to see massive changes in South Africa. And I think the higher powers currently sitting in government, they know this. And they are doing everything in their power to create division amongst us and panic and to stir the pot, basically. And we must just open our eyes and we must sort our differences out and hou op hana oor nonsense and start working together.
You know, Jacques, if you're not sure about the United Independent Movement Party, just give us a call, send us an email, tell us what your concerns are. You know, we are not politicians. We are normal people living under the same stresses that everybody else is living under. We don't get government's funding, and we're not stealing money or anything like that. We are just doing what we do out of the love in our hearts for our people and for this country. And we believe that we all deserve a good life. I mean, after all, isn't that why we're on this earth? We need to have a good life. Our kids need to feel safe and not worry about going to school and because they might be stolen or something like that. It's not a life that. So phone us, email us, ask the questions that you want to ask, learn a little bit more about us, not just about our president, but about each one of us. You know, we've all got good things to offer. You know, and I want to just say this, we've all got pasts. All of us have a past. We all have a history of some sort. We're not all goody two-shoes people, but look past that and look at what we are doing and what we are achieving and where we're coming from. We love the people of this country and we love our country. So I want to just send you blessings and just have a wonderful evening. And just think about what I've said tonight and be safe.
Thank you, Steve. Well said. I couldn't have said it any better. So, baie dankie. Ek waardeer dat jy my gejoin het, and thank you for the great message. And I hope people do exactly what you just said, that people go away after this live and actually think about what you just said and think about it in diepte. Gaan dink mooi aandagtig daaraan. So, thank you, Steve. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks, Jacques. Good night, everyone.
Guys, sorry, I haven't been watching the comments that have been coming through as we speak. Obviously, I'm concentrating on the screen and to listen to what Steve is saying. Are there any other questions? Is there anybody else that would like to add anything to what has just been said, or any of you that want to make your own comments? Please send me a request so that I can add you. There's a couple of people, unfortunately, that sent requests but then canceled those requests while other people were busy talking. So please send me a request so that I would like to hear what you have to say. Anybody else? Let me just see if I can read some of these messages and maybe answer them. Yeah, guys, interestingly, for the last week or so, there's a couple of people on Facebook that are really having a go at each other. Couple of Afrikaners, soos hulle sê. Ek is 'n Afrikaner, kom van die Vrystaat af, but there's 2 or 3 people that are having a go at each other currently on Facebook. I'm watching all these podcasts and messages that they are posting. And ja, dit raak bietjie rof met tye, jong. Dit is yeah, sometimes it's yeah, some interesting things being said, obviously. I find it quite interesting, some of the comments that are being made and some of the things that these people have to say. But you know, sometimes I find myself it saddens me sometimes when I listen to some of this stuff, because I just realize how much, you know, how much work there is to be done, especially with regards to the way we treat each other and, you know, just our daily interaction with one another. People are fighting and hulle steek mekaar se gatte toe en sien nie die lig skyn oor mekaar nie en jy. You know what? Since the beginning of the world and probably until this world ends, there will be differences. There will always be differences. People are so diverse in race, color, culture, religion, size, weight, appearance. Ons verskil almal so erg. There are so many differences. And I think sometimes people actually just concentrate a bit too much on those differences. And instead of, somebody said it tonight, I think Diane said it in a meeting that we had. Sometimes you have to look at the world or at people through other lenses or other people's eyes, or ja, ek neek dit nou verskriklik op, maar iets in daai lyn. Mens moet net partykeer nou maar net jy net sit jouself net partykeer in iemand anders se skoene. En ja, we need to start being a little bit more patient with one another, en ons moet mekaar bietjie begin tolerate, man, want daar's groot dinge in die land aan die gang. We feel it every day, we see it every day, we read about it every day. How, you know, hoe lank gaan ons nog aangaan? How long are we going to continue fighting one another when we should be actually fighting the enemy out there? And the enemy is any person or any organization that's currently trying to drag South Africa through the mud. Not trying to, that is actually dragging this country through the mud. So that's our enemy. That is our common goal. Doesn't matter who you vote for, doesn't matter where you stay, where you live, who you are. We've all got a common goal, or we should actually all have a common goal, and that common goal is to make sure that we save this country. We're not going anywhere. The majority of us can't immigrate. We can't go anywhere. We're stuck in South Africa. Others don't want to leave because we love this country, and other people don't want to leave their families here. I don't want to leave, and I've also got my family here. Even if I had the opportunity to leave, I would never leave, because I would never leave my friends and my family in South Africa. Never, ever. I'm here to stay. So is a lot of us. So we might as well make this country livable again and safe and an awesome place, because it has the potential to be an awesome country. It is an awesome country, but unfortunately there are some elements out there that are trying to destroy it. So that's our common enemy. Not us as people. You know, we are all suffering under the same conditions. So we actually just need to stand together, and then, yeah. But we're going to keep on saying this probably for the next 2 years. And yeah, this is a message this message is going to be on repeat. So hopefully it's going to sink in at some point. Guys, any requests? I'm not going to carry on for much longer if there's not, if people don't want to join or comment. I think we said enough tonight. There's no point in dragging this meeting out for too long. I think I'm happy that Eugene managed to discuss our military vets policy with you. Steve gave us some nice safety tips, especially for our women out there. And I think he also made a very, you know, he said a lot of things that I think, I hope a lot of you take to heart what Steve has said tonight. So I want to continue. I want to ask you guys, please just remember one thing. Every single person that's watching this live, you all have a massive, massive, what is 'n aandeel in Engels? You are playing a massive part in building this party. All of you. Every single person that supports us, every single person that talks about the UIM, that invites a friend to join our Facebook page or invites a friend to these lives, or any person that just has a good word to say about the UIM to another person. You guys are all playing a major part in helping us build the UIM and grow the UIM. I think this is a party for the people. This is a party that cares about the people. We have proven that in the past. We make mistakes. We are all learning. I know we constantly say that we're not politicians, but ons is now unfortunately in politics, and we have to deal with politicians every single day. So we are getting clever as politicians. Ons leer maar soos wat ons aangaan. So weet net ons harte is op die regte plek. Ons motiewe is goed. We work really hard in the background. You guys don't always see it because you don't see us on the news. You don't read about us in newspapers, but the people feel it and see it on the ground. So please assist us in any way that you can. It doesn't have to be with funding. Volunteerism, please guys, I think at this moment we need volunteers more than anything. We need people on the ground. We need people in all corners of South Africa that can help us spread the word and grow the party with us. Dis die belangrikste. So if you guys want to volunteer, there's a lot of details that have been posted on the live tonight. Please contact us so that you guys can start helping us grow the UIM. But yeah, that's all from my side for tonight. Reinhard, ek kry nie jou request nie, jammer. Ek weet, ek dink jy het ene gestuur, maar hy het afgegaan so. Sorry for you that, sorry guys, that for all of those that couldn't get a chance to speak tonight. Hopefully next time sal julle weer probeer. So thank you for joining me tonight, and please keep yourselves safe. Be careful out there. Look after your families, look after your friends, and continue spreading the word, please, and continue telling people about the UIM, and please invite people to these lives, and please invite people to join our Facebook page, because we share all our information and everything that we do every single day. We post it on our social media pages, especially on Facebook. So if you guys are interested to learn a bit more about the UIM, please join our official UIM Facebook page. So thank you guys. See you guys next week. Next week's topic will be, it's going to be a lekker one again. We are going to have an expert that will be joining us next week, Wednesday. I'm not going to say too much at this moment, but I will post a banner on Facebook and on all our social media platforms before Friday, so you guys will know exactly what the topic is for next Wednesday. But please, Neil will also be joining us next week, Wednesday. So, asseblief, sien julle weer volgende week Woensdag. Have a good night, guys, and yeah, take care. Lekker slaap. Bye-bye.